Go for Lethal. My name is Tabani.
I'm Dean Kazanov.
I'm Zach Chamberlain.
And I'm Chris Locamore.
It's been a minute, but we are finally back with another episode. Now that Chris has come back from France. From France. He's much more cultured than us now.
No.
He's had plenty of baguettes. Also, we've gotten rid of the empty chair that we expected you to be in, Chris. How are you? How was
empty? What do you mean? Chris was there. He was wearing camouflage.
That's true. He was wearing optical camouflage.
And he just had nothing to say
MGS3
for one whole episode. That's
exactly.
He agreed with every point we made.
Chris, in reflection of that episode, you were there for the entire time for.
I was so pissed I missed the fucking Julia Roberts slander. I was pretty upset. Not gonna lie.
I told Dean that we really do need to do like a react channel. Like, let's be very real. That's gonna be the breadwinner, and then the One Piece. It's gonna be the breadwinner for our boxes that we get.
Millennial friends show their Gen Z friend movies, boomer movies.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys know how far it extends to, because you guys are just talking. Like Zed just said before we started, like the Game of Thrones season 8, and I'm just like, what is that, bro? I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones in my life. Like
this is.
But Dean, you're like just not like, you keep comparing it to like our two friends who are like Gen Alpha in the fucking in the group. So like, of course they're not gonna know what the fuck is going on, right?
Wait.
So
you've never watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
No, I mean
this extends. This is a bigger issue.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like.
I did it for a while, but eventually I was like, okay, let's give it a shot.
Let's just go like cultural touch points, right? Like, Dean, have you seen Star Wars?
Yes.
Like any Star Wars?
All of them.
Okay.
Have you watched Harry Potter?
Yes, all of them.
Lord of the Rings?
All of them.
Okay.
Do you know what a Tide Pod is?
Yeah.
Shit. I know how they taste.
Damn. That also explains a lot. All right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, but France is good. Paris is good. Nice was good. I've realized that I don't like Europe. Or I don't like France. I just don't. It's not.
Why don't you like France?
I don't. So like, I'm just not the. I'm kind of person that I don't. A place's scenery and like aesthetic, it doesn't really do it for me. Like, I need something to do. I don't need like touristy shit.
You were doing touristy shit in France?
No. I was working, but like in terms of a city that I would visit and hang out in, the aesthetic and like taking pictures and like scenic views don't really do it for me. So like, there's really just not much for me to do other than go eat and like hang out with people. And then plus like, there's some people are rude in Europe, so I'm like, all right, let's chill.
Did I tell you guys the story? I went to Italy one time, and because I had like a little Eurail pass, so I went to France. People were nice to me in France, but when I went to Italy, I remember like I had like a couple phrases where I'd like memorize and ask like if they knew any English, and I was super nice about it. And I asked somebody in Italy like, hey, do you like in Italian, like, do you know any? I'm really, really sorry. Do you know any English? And they were like, no, I don't. in
Damn, that's crazy.
Holy shit! In France, they're like a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Again, like I was, we're in Nice, beautiful city, whatever. But like they were like, I was like, we can go to the beach and you can see the views. And I was like, motherfucker, I'm from Los Angeles. We have beaches. Like I don't need to.
Yeah, we have better beaches.
Yeah, I don't need to sit here and like.
You want to see the Riviera? I was like, bro, I have beaches with good weather.
Yeah,
so
they're like, we can go hike up
this.
We can go hike up this hill and we can see the whole city. I was like, motherfucker, I have hill. Like I'm from LA. We have hills that we can go hiking.
Yeah.
Like,
and
so
we have free refills.
You're gonna be celebrating
Europe,
Christmas in 2 months.
That pissed me off too. Or you know what pissed me off? Was paying for water in Europe.
They have free refills. Yeah. So if you go to a McDonald's and you get a drink, you cannot refill your drink while you're there.
Mm-hmm. Some cities in some
little kid me was destroyed by that. I almost like fought the cashier. I think I was like 12 years old, and I was arguing with her about getting my free refill for my soda.
I think I'm the only person to pray to not be stuck in France for another day. So like, my flight. So I had to.
Bro, you fucking hated it there.
So like I had to take a plane, a transfer from Nice to Paris and then from Paris back home to LA, right? So I was supposed to have an hour and a half. I got a delay on my flight from Nice to Paris, a half hour. Not a big deal. Still have an hour. The shuttle taking me from the like France domestic terminals to the international terminals was late a half hour. So now I only have 30 minutes. and then getting through customs to like my passport stamps and everything else took another however long. So now I hit the international terminal. I have 10 minutes or 5 minutes to get to my flight before they close the door. And so I'm with Zed knows I'm with JM Crofts. And so Crofts is going to Chicago, but he's on the other side of the terminal. So we're in the terminal and we get there, we have 10 minutes left to get to our flights, and we literally fist bump, go Godspeed, and then sprint in opposite directions, right? And so I get there and the lady goes, oh, let me see if they close the door, let me give you your passport, blah, blah, blah. She goes, if you can't get on your flight, the next one's into Los Angeles is don't worry, it's tomorrow. We'll get you in a hotel and you can stay an extra day. And in my brain, I'm going, get me the fuck out of here. Hell no.
Chris, I'm gonna take you to France. I'm gonna show you a good time. There's good shit to do in France. It's
Again,
just like,
don't get me wrong. I had a good time in France. We had a good, the event was great. Everyone had a good time, whatever. But I'm not a fan of Europe in general.
You're not a Francophile.
Yeah, I'm just not.
But it is what it is.
Europe,
well, okay.
To the One
Evo
Piece.
aside, and you're let's stop making you relive your trauma in France, and let's talk a little bit about. We have a lot to talk about today. We have there's a bunch of leaks of OP14 leaders. EBO3 is on the horizon with everybody's waifu in tail. And we have a couple hot takes. So very quickly, at the beginning of this, Chris said that he had a hot take that he wanted to share with us.
I had a hot take. I said this to Zach. Yes, we and Zach tested a little bit yesterday, and I had a hot take, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me here, because I don't know how hot a take this is, but I think it's pretty good. I think if you took max rarity versions of every deck in the game, I think GP is the prettiest max rarity deck in the game, and I don't think it's close.
That's not a hot take. That's an accurate take. That's
I think that's
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's not even close.
GP players
I mean,
are
Emu coming up is gonna be crazy. But I mean, like, if you look, I think the Nami alone puts it in like that. Nami is a gorgeous fucking card.
Which one?
Right, like the color
one. The purple or the green?
Green.
Oh yeah, okay.
Green.
The green Nami is a gorgeous card.
It's nice, but
like
no
purple.
texture.
The
really.
purple card's okay. It's the purple card's like the blue Nami. It's just basically the blue Nami in a different font.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the thing. It's twofold. The take is twofold. One, I think GP.
Can you move the mic closer to your face, Chris?
I think the deck is prettiest in the game, right? Can you hear me now? Is it working?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I think that deck's the prettiest in the game. I don't think it's close. I think for me it comes down to like the variety of colors, because like if you look at Emu, it's like very one note. And you look at like Blackbeard or Shanks or anything, they're very one note in terms of color. Where like the GP deck,
Emu is one note in terms of color with the alt arts.
yeah,
Whoa.
it's very like monotone.
Yeah.
But also,
if you have the base rarity,
We're talking about alt art, or are you talking about base rarity?
No, like alt art.
Alt art.
That one's different because it has two tiers.
He's saying max
Yeah.
rarity.
Max rarity.
Yeah, the max rarity Emu's not really. I mean, I'm not gonna speak for y'all's bank accounts, but I don't think it's attainable for anybody I know.
it's not.
Because
No, God no.
yeah,
No,
it's
that's
like,
fucking
$10,000.
Also, in this
Yeah.
argument, it's one of the only decks that you really can alt art every card in it. There's not many decks that you can alt art every single card in it, and they're all really pretty alt arts.
There's no.
Yeah, that's why I want to bring up my counter argument to that is Reiju. Oh my god, Reiju's so nice.
Yeah,
Reiju's very pretty.
Reiju is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember I got so many freaking.
It has almost every card is altered for Reiju.
Reiju is very nice, but I don't think it's
missing-
particularly close. But then also the other half of this hot take, I think that Bandai, I think GP is always going to be good just because Bandai wants to make it the premier Straw Hat leader deck. So like if a new person's coming in as like, oh, I'm a fan of One Piece. Oh, I like the Straw Hat crew is my favorite crew. I think they want to position this deck as like, oh yeah, you played this deck because it only plays Straw Hats, and like we're gonna keep giving this deck support for like a while because it's like the premier Straw Hat deck.
I think they saw the popularity, but I think it's more like Purple Luffy, right? Like Purple Luffy, I feel like was that for them for a while. It was like the Ryu of One Piece, right? You play Purple Luffy if you have nothing else to fucking play,
Right.
You know, but like I feel like it maybe has shifted a little bit, now more into GP's favor, because GP was such a fun deck for a lot of people to play, you know, and it was relatively balanced. It wasn't like horribly imbalanced, right? Like there was ways to get around it, and it had bad matchups here and there. I would love for it to have more support. I think that deck is really fun. I think it's complicated for a lot of new players to get into. But even more so than that, I feel like the deck just power scaling wise, it's so hard to fucking keep up with. Even my cope, even my purple black cope, like, which I think they were trying to like supplement a little bit. Like the whole thing with purple black is like, oh, things cost 1 Dawn less. But then you have like Mihawk, which is a 4 Dawn AK. The fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Power creep's just been insane. And I mean, they've given GP some cards in the house.
That's what I'm saying. Like
really,
like every set, pretty much, from what I can think of, has given GP something, right? Like,
I mean, it's like green and purple straw hats, and straw hats get at least some support almost every set. You've got two colors that do kind of stick around straw hats. So no matter what,
it's not enough, you know, like especially given where we're going in OP13.
Yeah,
I think OP13 represents such a stark power creep.
Oh, it's like, the biggest like jumping the shark we've ever gotten.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the
gonna
only
be so
thing I
much
can think
fun.
of close to it is OP05. We got Sako Eater, Rebecca, and Lucci, which were all like monumental for black.
Yeah,
like they basically put that color from like Snooze Fest on the map. Because they gave it like card neutral, like reduction and pop, depending on, you know, what you use Rebecca for or whatever. But dude, nothing compares to Emu's weird because it's not like an engine you can play in another deck, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, I think like that's why this is the biggest jump for 13 is the biggest jump to me, just because the leaders are so strong, right? Like the leaders themselves are so strong. Where it's like even like the quote unquote bad or shitty leaders, like dude, Sabo and Luffy are still really fucking strong. Like,
so strong.
Yeah.
Luffy's red. I played a red green Luffy over the last couple days, because I was testing for Roger because I really like Roger. And we're gonna get that that's another thing. We're gonna get the Roger promo that makes it viable. Way earlier.
That's insane.
But also the funny thing is, I think it makes UP stronger than it does Roger.
It does. No, because UP's been doing pretty well in 13 in Japan. But I think the other thing about it too is like fucking UP with Roger's crazy.
It is.
But like, but the other thing about it too is that like, man, like you have to really rethink the game with some of these leaders. Like that red green Luffy is not something to sleep on at all. Like playing it and just watching him just accumulate cards and just being able to leave shit up is wild to me, with like some really strong bodies on the field. And then also obviously Sabo is a very scary card. I've seen a lot of people playing Koala as well. Yeah. To kind of mitigate some things. Quick question for the group.
I have a question about Koala real quick though before you move.
Okay. Yeah.
The Koala ability, it reads something like when your opponent takes a life when they summon a character via character effect, right?
Yeah.
Why does the Whitebeard card? Well, I haven't played it in person, but like on Sim, the Whitebeard event also makes me take life. Is that not an event effect rather than a character effect?
That is the event effect.
It is an event. So
it's event and character effect, because I feel like it shouldn't.
Is it from another card, or is it from your opponent's
I think
effect?
it just says card effect.
It just says character effect from what I'm seeing.
Let's see what it says right now.
Bring it up, Mario. Put this on screen if you can.
So this effect can be activated when your opponent plays a character with a base cost of 8 or more, or when your opponent plays a character using a character's effect. So it should not make you take a life with the
so
that's crazy.
Reread that first part though.
You better report that shit to Batsu.
On Sim, when I play out a Whitebeard, it like makes me take the life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Unless it's not the effect from the event, because I know the event makes you take a life if you go up.
No.
No, because you're playing a character card with a cost of 8 or more.
8 or
but
more.
like, does it count if I'm playing that off of an
it's
event?
just when it plays it. Yeah, it's if you play any big body anyway.
I thought it didn't matter if I'm playing it off of the effect, because it didn't.
No.
Yeah, because it still plays the character.
It's off the effect if it's under 8.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the best thing.
It's pretty much anything.
Let's check
Well,
this in.
Well, yeah. Well, let's speak about it real quickly. So OP13, very quick question. When we're about to get into this meta, guys, do you feel this is a good meta? We've talked about
Yes.
the wild jungle metas that we've had. You think it's a good meta? You think that the triangles meta is really, really strong for the? Because we were talking about it, the game jumped the shark. Is that an affectionate term you're using, or a what the fuck are we doing term?
I think it could be
I'm
dangerous.
so genuinely excited for this.
Yeah, I think it could be dangerous to jump the shark. I think the thing is, right now, at least from my opinion, all of the decks that are viable, or there's like multiple decks that are viable, that are fun, that are like very different and varied in playstyle, where there's enough variety where everyone can kind of find their niche
Zoro
and
gets
what
more
they
fun
want.
too.
Yeah,
Zoro gets more depth. You know,
Like,
that's my issue. Like that's my pitfall with it, and what I like about it. Like as a competitive player, I'm like, hell yeah, because going to regionals, treasure cups, whatever it may be, it's super easy to know what I'm gonna encounter in the meta, right? Like it's super easy to be like, okay, I'm playing Emu. I should probably test the mirror match, Zoro and Ace, right?
Blue
And
Red
maybe
Ace.
some fringe decks like Roger,
Silver's
Sabo,
Rayleigh,
Luffy.
Roger, just in case.
But
Yeah.
like it's super like just easy to know, hey, this is where my time should go when I'm testing for an event. But in terms of like what like diversity and like any player can pick up like any deck and have fun, which is where we're in right now. It's not I can't imagine it's fun for them, right? They basically have to play one of 3 to 4 decks to even have a chance at local.
I think to me though the thing that sucks is like when all the decks kind of are the same or very similar. Where I think this meta in particular, you know, obviously there's 3-4 strong decks, but then there's maybe like we're saying 4 or 5 like rogue or proliferary decks around the edges.
Yeah,
where
contender.
I think everyone can kind of find something. They're all varied enough, even within the 4 decks that are strong. Each one has kind of a different niche or play style where you can find kind of where you want to. Like everyone can sit there and be like, I like to play this deck, but it's not as strong anymore. I can pivot to this because it's a similar play style, right?
Yeah.
I think everyone can find a niche in like a place where they're like in their fun zone for everyone right now in the current. Well, what's coming up in the current set, right?
Well, I think what you mentioned too, Chris, though, about like green purple being like the fundamental deck that the Bandai wants to push people to if they.
I don't want to say fundamental deck. I just want to say like
like the deck that the starter
The
like
premier
the
deck.
hey you're
Yeah, it's
you
like-
exactly
Yeah.
you or even like I feel like those kind of decks. You know, we had a huge amount of talk when the starter decks were coming out because we were starting our podcast around then and figuring out like, okay, well, what's going to be viable here, what's not going to be viable. I think something that has happened, especially because of the power creep, right? I can see what you mean, where it feels like the jungle meta. It was like, hey, you have your pick of the litter. You can try out anything, right? But because you coalesce to only a few characters, if you're not a fan of Emu, because people play this game for aesthetics first. If you're not a fan of Emu, if you're not a fan of Ace, right? Like a huge like dire fan of Ace. If you're not a fan of Zoro, I mean Zoro's pretty popular, but like if you're not like a huge fan of those two, if you want to play like a Luffy, you are starting a little bit behind. And a lot of the leaders that we've had before just don't stack up in this meta, you know. Unless you want to play blue purple and everything like that. I think the other issue that's happened is a lot of the newer decks that we've gotten that are so power crept are cheap to just jump into, which is great because if you want to jump into the game, it's great. But because of the power creep and because it's so cheap, it makes a lot of other leaders obsolete. I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily, but I don't know, how do you guys feel? Like, I don't think it's a bad thing.
It depends on like who you are and what your goal is playing this card game. Like I always tell people that come to me with like, you know, rogue decks or not even just rogue, but like tier 2, and I'm like, well, what's your objective playing this deck? Do you want to go 4-0 or 5-0 locals every week? And I'm like, if that's the case, you probably shouldn't play that deck. But that's not to say like it's really dependent on the context, because regionals these past 2 weeks, every time I pull a Begman, I like look at the pie chart, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, there's like a gecko in there. There's all kinds of shit.
There's really been a shift in regionals, because I remember like that's what I really did feel. I felt like because things were cheap, like a lot of people just not cheap in like play style, but also cheap in price, right? Like a lot of things just kind of coalesced. Like, okay, we're all gonna just try to play GP, or we're all gonna play Bella Betty, or we're all gonna play like it all just kind of coalesced to a couple specific decks. But it feels like the Wild West, and specifically Zoro, has dropped off quite a bit right now.
Zoro dropped off, Rayleigh dropped off, and the thing is, they didn't drop off because they're not competitive anymore. That's far from the case. I still think, Zoro and Rayleigh are in the top 4 to 5 decks in the meta, but for some reason, like everything is I mean, not for some reason. There's a very clear reason. PRB revitalized so many different decks, right? But like, so many decks have a chance now to top at a regional and have done so.
Well, I think the reason why Zoro and Rayleigh drop off is, and again, this might be a hot take too, I think they're more matchup dependent than a lot of other decks or a lot of top tier power decks that we've seen. So like in a jungle meta where they can run into anything, there's a lot more pitfalls for them to jump into. Whereas if it's closed, I think it's a lot easier for them to tech and be able to viably know what they're going to face, like Dean was saying. And then it makes it more consistent, right?
Well, I mean,
it's basically impossible to know what you're going to see in a tournament. At LCQ, at Dallas, it was just random stuff the entire time. I mean,
but that's
I know Dean saw
the
a
bans,
pudding,
right?
Yeah, that's because I think the bans definitely had an effect on it. I think the other thing too is that, like, we've talked about Zoro being such a simple deck, right? I still do disagree with parts of that, but like the way you play that deck, like, because so many other decks have come in there, drastically has changed. Like, I mean, I think like I've never played a Bello Betty with Zoro, right? I've never played. I played one.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I played one purple. But a Bello Betty got top 16 this last weekend.
And I think because the format has diversified so much, like we saw with Rayleigh this past weekend, right? Zell winning it against Rayleigh. And it's like, look at that matchup spread. Look at Chris Hawk winning another regional 2 in 1 season. Look at that matchup spread, right? If by that definition, you can play any deck, and if you see favorable or at least 50-50 matchups the whole way, you stand a really good chance of topping. And I think that's great for new players, but for competitive players,
I think it's bad. So I think it's bad for new players too. And this is, again,
really,
well, I think it's great for players to get into the game as like new players and like having a good time. But I think it does create this like falsity of hope within newer players of like, oh, I can just play this and I can do well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing in terms of like giving people hope, but I think it does create a disingenuous conversation for players coming in that they don't understand, right? Where it's like, oh, if I'm talking to someone new or someone that hasn't been around that long, and they go, oh, Bella Betty's viable, it just won it made a top 16 in LA, and it's like, no, it's like, look at its matchup spreads, look at it. No,
it didn't see any Zoros.
Yeah, like look,
five
look
UPs.
What happens, kind of a thing, and then you go, well, then that conversation becomes very disingenuous very quickly because they don't really understand in like the deck in a vacuum or like in a more controlled system, right?
Yeah,
but we don't have a controlled system.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Of like, if we're arguing, oh, this deck is strong. Yeah, if we argue, oh, this deck is strong or this deck is viable or whatever, not really. You gotta luck out.
Yeah. I mean, I see that to some extent.
Oh, it is doable.
It's doable.
But what I'm saying in terms of like, I don't think it's good for like the long-term knowledge base of like, if you're a new player trying to learn, I think it creates, again, if your goal is to learn and get better at the game, I think it creates very difficult conversations to have because
about why you're not doing well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's
so, I mean, honestly, to build on Chris's point here, why I think the next meta is so good is if you're going to a regionals, 5 to 8 decks at max that you're gonna see. Right now, you have like 30 to 40 decks that you might see at a regional.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah.
But so if you're a newer player coming in and you have to prepare for 5 to 8 decks, you pick one of those decks and then you prepare for the other 7. Much simpler.
Yeah.
Well, that's one reason
you hope to see good matchups.
Well, again, like it makes it really hard to for like again as a newer player to be like, so like if me and Zach both take Nami to a tournament, right, and it's an open system, I could run into UP 7 times and he'll run into Rayleigh 4 times, and he'll have a better
Every
record,
time you guys talk about like bringing Nami anywhere, I feel like you're like smoking a cigarette. Like, I've seen some shit, man.
Because like the thing
it's
is
all
like
for something. It's all towards something. Because the EBO3, they're actually just going to be tier 1.
Oh yeah, but I've just been in so many conversations with Chris and Zach, and again, I'm so excited. I'm like, yeah, because every conversation like, you know what? When Odin comes out, this shit's over. This is fucking easy. And then when Odin comes out, you're like, I fucking hate this.
When KUMA comes out, yeah.
When
like,
KUMA comes
there's
out,
so
oh my
many
God.
decks now.
God.
If we were
God.
down to
So
like
many
4 decks to
Yeah.
5 decks,
It'd be so much
it'd be
easier.
so easily techable.
Yeah.
There's so
Now
much
it's
shit
what,
you have to
fucking-
prepare for now.
What's
Well, but
the
I think
discourse this
that's why-
time?
I
It's
think
girl
that's why-
promo.
I think
Oh
that's why
my God.
UP. I think that's why UP, Zoro. Well, Zoro not right now, but I think that's why some of the more prolific decks that we've seen in the tier list, right? In the OP13 meta and even PRBO2 meta, are there and are so annoying because they break a fundamental point. Like there's just the fundamentals of how the game works. They just win on all of they have a good spread about all of those regards. I think with OP13 coming out, right, and OP13, yeah, OP13, OP14, 13 or 14. Oh my God,
13.
13 is what's coming up.
I'm the
6,
Indian
7.
guy. How do I not know fucking numbers? All right, OP13 coming out, right? I even said OP12. I'm fucking dumb. OP13 coming out.
Which set is coming out, Zed?
You gotta start using the names now. What's the name of the set, Zed?
With carrying his will, which is a fucking I feel like a Jesus.
Yo,
freak
he
saying
nailed
that
it.
shit. Carrying his
I'm
will.
impressed he got that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the name.
That's right. I know the sub. I do my research. Okay. All
Damn.
right. So for carrying his will, with it coming out, I think because of Emu, because of the way some of these stronger decks play, right? You have more of a, I don't know. It's very weird that like the power creep is so much, but because of that power creep, it diversifies things. It ends up diversifying things a lot more. You know.
I also think it makes it very skill expressive.
Yes. Maybe that's what it is. I think maybe the newer decks are less. I mean, I think UP is still very I think everything is skill expressive to some degree here. It's not all homogenous. But like the goal, I feel, it's like we talked about Blackbeard. The goal of Blackbeard was very linear. I think the goal of Zoro in general is very linear. I think the goal of UP is very linear, and the goals of, I mean, I say for Emu, like the way these decks play around other decks, I think is a lot more diversified than it used to be.
You gotta have fun playing with your deck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pause.
Throws one letter off. One letter off.
One letter off, dude. All right. Well, that's what we're thinking about for OP13. But very quickly, we also got a bunch of spoilers for OP14. Now, apparently, there were 2 cards that were revealed, 2 leaders that were revealed. If you don't know already, this is the 7 Warlords of the Sea deck. We'll be getting this, I think, in January, correct?
Deck or set?
Set.
Set.
January.
I mean,
Set.
it is a bunch of
Set.
7
You're getting it in
warlords
January.
decks.
Set.
but
We're getting it in January, right
Heck,
before.
dude, how are we getting spoilers for OP14 before that Egghead starter deck?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
an Egghead starter deck too.
There's an Egghead Luffy starter
Yeah.
deck that we don't
Yeah.
have, we don't know what's in yet.
Because doesn't this come
Yeah.
out before that?
It does. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
I don't know what this order is, because we were also talking about.
Has
before
that
we
leader
started
been
filming.
revealed at all?
No.
No, that's
No.
they haven't given
We
us
just,
anything
we just know
besides
we just
the
know what's
description.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of frustrating because we're like the West is getting EBO4
Before
we
EBO3.
get OP14. Like
We're
dude,
getting
this-
EBO4 before EBO3.
Yeah.
I will say
this-
that I'm excited for global release, but man, this pathway to global release has been wild.
I think
Yeah.
I understand what they're doing to rush us
Yeah.
through. I understand it, but it does create like logistical weirdness.
Yeah, it's chaos a little bit.
Yeah,
like
a
we're
little bit.
in
Yeah.
like a very chaotic time for all of this stuff. I am happy to some extent that, like, you know, the hits have been so, like, I will say that the hits and sets have been way better, you know, since the
Yeah.
fucking dirt
Yeah.
that was EBO2, you know, and that's great, but fuck, man, like I wish we were. It's kind of they're rushing us down with product. Like our wallets are dying right now.
Yeah, it's
but
very
anyway,
strange
OP
how they're going about that, because like I don't understand. The starter decks was easy enough because it was just a month gap. We got the starter decks 1 month before Japan did.
Yeah.
But EBO4, so we're getting half of EBO4, and I don't know what half is it. It's just 3 colors, right? We're getting
Well,
half.
haven't even
we don't know how they're
gotten
splitting
it
it up.
revealed.
As far as
We have no idea.
Yeah, we have no
They
idea.
said that we're getting 3 of the 6 colors in our.
Is that how they're doing it?
Yeah,
That's gonna be horrible. That just
Yeah.
power creeps 3 colors horrifically.
yeah. I think it's like green, purple, and something, or I don't remember what 3 exactly.
I think what they'll probably
GP
here's the thing,
Luffy.
because those EB sets are really small, right? So maybe they're trying to just basically develop a set and then take some. Here's what I think actually is happening. They're developing the set, and then after the set is done, it's like, okay, take some of these cards out and then just combine them into like a full set for.
Well, I mean, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So it's not like they're developing EBO3 strategically. They're just like, yeah, we gotta fucking extend this out, guys. So there's like a little bit of, because I think also the way they're releasing things, they're testing the waters, right? I think us getting the starter decks first was another way to test the waters of how things were gonna go. And I think to some extent, you've seen interesting developments with how they've developed cards around what meta response where, right? And like it's a good way for them to kind of like gather as much data as they can before, all right, we're all on the same page, so they don't like release something that just which is an inevitability, but they don't like immediately release something that fucks up everything for everybody, right? So I think that's definitely
we haven't gotten anything really fucky in a minute, to be fair.
And speaking of not getting anything really speaking of not getting
what did Dean say?
I said okay, go ahead, Zed. But I said the 10 cost Gorsay. That was pretty fucky. But
I mean,
that's pretty fucky.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, look. Well, speaking of that, especially,
Perfectly
let's go over
balanced.
these 14 leaders. Let's go over these 14 leaders and what we've gotten. So we got 2 that were revealed, and then there were some alt arts that were leaked that matched.
They're custom alt arts.
They're custom alt arts, and they seem to match.
19.
That match a lot of what's kind of been revealed. So there's a good chance that these leaked leaders are the actual final effects, right? And even in the magazine, we didn't even know what leaders they were, and then there was a magazine article that came out afterwards that had all of those leaders featured, like exactly. And one way also to tell is that notably who's missing from this leader spread? KUMA, which is a giant travesty. I feel like we should have had a KUMA leader by now. That's fucking crazy.
The yellow
we don't
KUMA
have
would
one.
have gone off the rails.
Would have been nuts.
That
man.
card would have gotten so expensive.
I needed my 4th law leader, bro. Can we be honest?
All right. Well, let's go through this. Let's go through the 2 that
there
were
is no
revealed.
law. That is really saddening.
Yeah,
No, there is a law. There is a
There's
law.
That's what I'm
There's a
saying.
law.
I needed my 4th law leader, not my first KUMA leader.
He said there is. You're right. There is no law leader. No, that's the problem. Is there is a law
another
leader?
law leader.
Wait,
Yeah.
Which
It's
one is law?
It's
Which
red
color?
law. There's red law. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, do you want to do the
one of the colors
first
I was so
2 that are
uninterested in.
actually confirmed?
Yeah, do the first 2 confirmed. We'll talk through those first.
First 2 confirmed, and then we'll go through the others. So
I'm starting with my favorite because I think it's not busted, but it's cool. This is like the first yellow leader that's pretty original in a while. But it's a Boa Hancock, yellow and blue, 4 life, 5k power, Kuja Pirates /7 Warlords, and then the first ability is on your opponent's turn. When your character is played, draw 1 card. What that means is if you trigger a body or something, or you have some effect that plays a body off of a counter or something, you'll draw because it was played on your opponent's turn.
Kiku.
What that does is it turns
Oh,
abilities
there's so much
like
more than Kiku.
yeah, like Kiku Nojo, for example. If you trigger play that,
yeah.
you're actually netting neutral, so you get to play a free 6k body, right?
Who's the 5-drop for Enel that gets played, or even Frankie or
Satori.
Satori.
Yeah.
Satori, if you play
Cracker.
Satori, it would be card negative, but only -1. And it used to be -2, and that's the reason those cards like Cracker, Pero Sparrow, Satori, they all kind of like, left the meta. They're just 2 card advantage expensive, right? So this fixes that problem. I really like that ability on this. The second ability, Dawn ×1 once per turn. When one of your characters with the type Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates with an original power of 5,000 or greater is KO'd, your opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life to their hand.
Yeah. So it's burned. Well, not burned, but it's damn.
It's pretty good.
Weird conditional burn.
But
The
then
support has to be there.
So I've looked it up. I've counted already. There's I think 4. From what I remember, there's 4 or 5 cards that fit this archetype or fit the 5k power with the correct.
Yeah, the 2 boa blockers for sure.
And then so like you that are blockers, right? So it's you literally just put those down, and then now if you want to swing at me, I'm gonna make you take a life.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
7
So-
warlords package. The Doflamingo in me is so
especially
happy.
with KUMA and everything. So like, yeah, there's those 2 that satisfy that effect. Especially the 4-cost 6k power boa from the starter deck, from the Doffy starter deck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good in this, right? Because on curve on 4 Dawn, you just play it. You play a 4/6, and then you get the Dawn for the leader ability too, which is really nice.
I think too
It just seems really strong, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
it
the
just
thing to point
seems
out too is
really
like
scary.
the idea of KUMA, like the 6-cost.
There is
Super
one
KUMA.
other card though besides KUMA. Guys,
What?
we get to use 4-cost law again.
Yes, you do get to use.
You think
We
so?
get a
you
leader
refresh
with
us on
4-cost
4-cost
law
law?
and
Well,
4-cost law.
just
Oh my
bounce
god.
one of your characters, and then bounce
Yeah.
one of your,
Yeah.
and then bounce a character with cost 4 or lower from the battlefield.
Yeah.
So you could do one of yours or do one of theirs probably.
Yeah, but
I don't know how
the
good
thing
it'll
I
be
do
in
want to bring
this,
up is the
but I have hope.
secret KUMA, the 6-cost secret KUMA, because you play it, you heal, right, and then now it sits on board. It sits on board. You're swinging 7, and then if you want to swing at it to get rid of it, I am now healing and damaging you for 1.
No, but it has to be an
No, it has
Amazon
to be
Lily
Amazon
or
Lily or Kuja Pirates.
type character.
Oh, I thought it was
KUMA
7 Warlord. Oh, never mind.
No.
KUMA
but
doesn't
I
work with
still
it.
think
That would be
KUMA's
incredible.
great in that deck because your best searcher is
Oh,
going
it
to be
isn't.
Sengoku.
Yeah.
I think Sengoku's actually probably more powerful than the Amazon Lily searcher, just because you get to search all the boas, but also like other cards like that or Weevil or whatever you decide to play. I also think it's powerful
Weird.
because if your best target on 4 Dawn is the blocker boa that rearranges the top 3,
Yeah.
you can ensure that you're stacking something with KUMA that's a trigger body, right?
Yeah.
And
I think
6-cost
that's
boa is also
Yeah.
will work for
Great
this.
in that deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossbow works. There's that new one too, that OP13 or 14. I can't remember what.
I think it's EBO3, the 6
Oh, it
cost.
is
EBO3.
EBO3. Yeah.
Yes, now we have 2 6-cost boas.
No, there's another one. There's a 3-cost blocker as well. 3-cost
Yeah, the
5K
trigger one?
blocker. Yeah.
So that one
triggers.
doesn't. So that one, because I was watching some Japanese gameplay, that one would draw you the card, which is why I think they're playing. They play like 4 of that and then 4 Bruet, because they're just blockers that replace themselves, right? That you trigger off. But it wouldn't trigger the ability because it says it needs to be Kuja Pirates, Amazon Lily, and 5k or more power.
Yeah.
Isn't there a
gotta
blocker
be-
that is 5K? Isn't that blocker 5K?
Yeah.
That's not the one that triggers out. I think the
doesn't
one that
trigger.
triggers out is a 1
From
1000
OP01.
power.
Yeah, that one's a 4 cost 5k
there is
power.
a 3-cost 5K blocker.
I don't think it triggers. It might.
I'm
be
not saying
blocker.
trigger. I'm just saying in general, it's just a good trigger. It's just a good blocker.
Oh, okay.
I think they'll definitely be like probably support like there's definitely gonna be like a blocker like Piss Kid got, you know, with Hawkins. So there's definitely gonna be that. I wonder
Double.
kind of what the
If they do that, you double take your opponent's life.
That's-
Oh my
yeah,
God.
dude.
That'd be
Well,
insane.
no, but I mean in the sense that like they're gonna not like that, but I mean like in the sense that they're gonna do like, hey, you have to block this and you take a life for. They're gonna create that question for everybody there. I think this also, like, I'm sorry for thinking of this in Zoro terms, but I think this kind of fucks Zoro a little bit. This is a fucking
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tough.
This is a tough matchup for Zoro.
yeah,
sure.
immediately, right? And like not only that, like that leader relies on either you burning your hand or burning your field, and now there's fucking detriments to both of those things. So that's a very tough matchup, I feel, and especially if this leader's popular, I think there's going to be a reduction in the meta with depending on the support. Okay,
They also
well,
have
and we
searchable
still have
slave arrow.
EBO
oh, that's
Ooh.
true.
and we still
Yeah.
have EBO3 stuff to come out too. So there is still
Yeah.
more support.
Coming through for it. Well, that's Boa. What else do we have on the other one that was revealed? I
We
think
had
was.
Mihawk. Where is Mihawk? Right here.
I have a hot take on this one, but
I think
read
it's
off the
good. I
Mihawk.
mean, I think
It's just general green
yeah,
stuff.
just general.
Well, no, let me-
green goodness.
But read the effect real quick.
Yeah. So
It's a
Mihawk
fuck
green
Zoro,
leader.
though.
5 life, 5,000 power, 7 warlords / And then the first ability is really cool. I think Zed and I talked about this because, you know, it essentially is a 6k power leader against a lot of the meta. If your opponent's leader has the type slash, this leader has plus 1k power. So that's just really powerful in the way that if you line up against another Mihawk, you line up against like a green Zoro or even a red Zoro, right? Or a Rayleigh, you just become a 6k power leader with 5 life. The second ability...
The lore behind that is so cool. I think that's a great way to like kind of implement lore into like one of these leaders.
Yeah, just saying he's the best swordsman, right?
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
That's so far. The activate main ability, activate main once per turn. You may rest one of your cards. If there is a character with a cost of 5 or greater on the board, it just checks the board, not one specific player. Set up to 3 of your Dawn active. Then you may not play character cards this turn.
Okay.
That I'm not sure.
Really?
Green stuff.
Seems
I mean,
good.
I feel like
it's great. 3 to attach or 3 to leave up for effects.
3 for both. Yeah. I mean,
It's just
you can't put
3.
character cards, right? Yeah. So, but I feel like that's a look. I mean, there's obvious detriments compared to like red green smoker and green purple Luffy, but I think it's a stronger version of red green smoker in my opinion.
wow.
Right?
Wow, I think it's weaker.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Why
But I
would
mean,
it be
it's
weaker?
5 life, 6k.
It's 5 life, 5k with the caveat that against a small portion of the meta, it's 6k. But my issue with it is Smoker has a very like easy like floor to activate, right? You just need to have a 7k character. This is a little different. So let me pose this, right? You need to have a 5 cost character on the field. You or your opponent. So let's say you're Mihawk, you take first curve, you want to play any 5 drop, right? You can't play Cavendish because it's not a supernova, so let's not count that one. Any 5 drop. In order to restand Dawn that turn, you would have to either rest your leader, so give up your leader attack, or rest the 5 drop you just played.
Wait, what do you mean rest the? You have to rest the leader in order to raise?
you have to rest
No, you have to rest a card. So.
Oh,
like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Then my calculus for this changes completely. Then.
Yeah, if it was just 3 free Dawn, oh my god. But it says you may rest one of your cards. If there is a character with a cost of 5 or greater.
Yeah, it can rest a Dawn.
The easiest one is to rest a Dawn. So if you go 6 Dawn turn, like you're on the second curve, you play a 5 drop, rest one more Dawn.
Yeah, what he's saying is like 5 drop, 5 Dawn. Like if you drop 5 on a 5, like a 5 cost on turn 5, then you can't do it. You have no.
What about is there maybe a stage? Maybe a stage?
Yeah, that's what people were saying. They were like, okay, what if there's a stage? Or if you just play like some dog shit stage. People were talking about from OP02 or OP01, there's that the samurai stage from Wano.
Yeah.
Doesn't
like,
green smoker restand a Dawn?
Wait, what'd you say?
5 cost green smoker.
Yes.
Does that not?
That would probably be the best one. Would be Smoker because then
now we're talking about
but you don't want to you don't want to restand a Dawn just to restand 3. Like you would want to restand 4 Dawn, not restand 1, rest it, restand 3.
Yeah,
right.
It's still suboptimal. It's still suboptimal, right? Like you're not resting the character.
Yeah.
Zach, if you play this leader and you raise 1 Dawn, rest it, and then raise 3, I'm gonna slap you like right there in the middle.
No, it's a good play. Like of course you would always want to rest 1 Dawn so you can restand 3, but it curtails what you can play on curve if you want to use the ability. Like you can never play a 6 drop on 6. You can never play a 7 drop on 7 unless you have other things to rest, or you just want to rest your leader, which is an expensive cost.
Yeah, and I think I think that completely changes how I feel about that leader.
Yeah.
If it didn't have that, I would be like, oh, this is actually really fucking good.
No, that's all I was saying. Like this is like worse red green smoker. Like
definitely worse now. Yeah. Definitely worse. I mean, if there's a stage, what about if there's a stage? What if there's a stage like similar to Mary Go or something like that?
But then it goes into the thing of like when you don't.
You can't use the stage.
Yeah, but then it goes into the thing of like once you. A, you can't use a stage, and then B, it goes to the thing of like if you don't see stage, all your matchups get progressively worse.
What if the stage is like, well, when you rest this stage, it gets something. I don't know.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I feel like that's something that would probably they're not gonna. I feel they're not stupid.
My thing is again when you're doing something like that, you're putting so much on stage where it's again, if I just don't see one of 4 cards in my deck, it's like this.
But it's always like that for stage dependent decks. Like Raju and Blackbeard. Ask Zach, dude. The games he doesn't see stage actually just sit there with like, what am I really doing?
Entirely different stage. Entirely different game then. If you don't see stage.
Yeah.
It's the biggest John ever. It's like, I didn't see stage. I didn't see
and
stage.
If they make the stage slash somehow, like let's say maybe they made like a Muggy Kingdom stage and it's just all those baboons with the swords, right? Then it could be searchable by Perona.
Bro, if it's like a swarm deck with all the baboons, I will fucking play this.
That would be fire. We already got one
You can't play characters with its effect though.
Yeah.
The baboon isn't a character, it's an ape. That's what it is.
But now that you bring it up though, like they have to give you some repeatable rest card like a stage where, because like the first spoiler for Mihawk was an event. It's one of those like series of the counter events where you can be counter for one dawn or you can do something else. So this card says, I do not recall the face of every insect I crush. That's a crazy aura farming quote.
Some of these names, bro, are so fucking crazy.
They are crazy, but that's fire, bro. That one was gas.
That's like, the most Mihawk line, too.
Mihawk. Bro, I don't hunt rabbits with a cannon. I don't recall the names of every insect I crush.
You know what's funny?
Fire.
You know what's funny in my head, in my head canon? When Mihawk's sleeping on his little, like, coffin boat, He's thinking of aura farming quotes he can say. He's like, that's a fucking good one. Like,
that's why I hate the Mihawk in the show. This is a fucking tangent, but I just hate the Mihawk in the live action because I'm just like, bro, you're doing too much, bro. Actual Mihawk didn't need to say anything. He just stood there and just mogged everybody. Just absolutely mog everybody.
Just with the cheekbones. Yeah, and that's enough. Yeah.
Let me finish reading what the card does. So it's a 1-cost event, and then you can use it for counter. The counter is give your leader plus 3k for this battle, right? Like usual. But the main says you may rest 2 of your cards, draw 1 card, then rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with an original power of 7,000 or lower. It's pretty good. I mean,
that's very good. Yeah.
Advanced Usohachi or advanced like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think imagine if the support for this is a bunch of 1-cost like little characters that just give you incremental effects, like that are almost like stages, but searchers are effects that it's just like rest 1 dawn, do this and stuff like that, so you can use the
Perona
dawn you get afterwards for that.
Yeah, now Zach, that's actually such a good point because everybody jumped to that idea that you just said for law, which we'll get to later, right? But now that I think about it, searchers are so powerful in this deck because your opponent is forced to clear them, right? Otherwise, you just get free 3 dawn every turn for the rest of the game if they just let your searcher live there and you just keep, like resting it to. So that's a really good point, and I think that's a really perfect segue into the law leader. I don't have any of the, like.
I got it. I'll read the law leader real quickly. So, 5 life, red, 5k power leader, slash, so, Mihawk. Activate main once per turn. Select 2 of your supernova or hard pirates type characters. Swap the base power of the selected characters with each other during this turn. I think this is strong. Like, I do think that this is
strong.
This is really
insanely strong.
Yeah. Like, I feel like, I mean, can you imagine, like, if you have just for the sake of argument, right? Like, and this is a bit like it's your 10 dawn turn, right? You have a searcher you haven't fucking touched the whole, I mean, they're going to kill it now with this thing, but you have a 1-cost searcher you haven't touched the whole game. You play Shanks. Fucking swing 12 with Shanks. Well, no, it's not Hard Pirates. Or you play whatever fucking.
Reading the card explains the card, Zed. Dude, you can't. Let's be realistic.
Reread that leader. Let's reread that leader real quick.
Yeah,
I get it. It's Hard Pirates or Supernova.
I understand where he's getting though. Like,
well, what about the 10 cost Luffy? The 10 cost 11k Luffy, which
10 cost 11k Luffy is not a supernova.
It's not a supernova.
No,
what?
Supernova. It's Straw Hat Pirate.
But here's what I'll say.
When is Luffy not a? Okay, whatever. Fine.
This gives me flashbacks to Rayleigh. I still am in the boat that I think Rayleigh's leader ability without any support is dog shit, but they gave it insane support. This and the Doffy leader to me I'm worried about it being vice versa. I'm worried that the leaders, like on paper, amazing. I think this law, like if they give law a bunch of searchers and smaller bodies and then bigger bodies and you just do this flip flop, swing 7, 7, 10, whatever, right? Amazing. But knowing that, I feel like they're gonna give it.
It feels
support.
like Robin when we saw Robin and it was like, dude, you can ramp and it has banish innate, crazy, and then all of a sudden
they didn't give it any
they
support.
Give it shit.
Fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the worst.
You got
thing.
Nico Olivia. You got that's
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, though.
They got a playable 2K. Oh my god, it's broken. They have a 2K that does something.
Hey, both of you went on like this giant rant. Like if Nico Olivia was with any other leader, she'd fucking crush the game.
would be.
If it would be
Exactly.
Nico Olivia was a
100%.
Why
general
is
yellow.
can I ask very quickly? Why is Robin like besides like well, even with all the strong cards that yellow has? Why is Robin? Do you feel, Chris, so fucking underserved
Because
in these metas? Do you think it's powerful in a vacuum, or do you think it's just not?
I think it's
has nothing
powerful.
to come
I think
up
it's powerful in a vacuum. I think the issue you run into with Robin is there is no easy way for her to get card draw back, and she's pitching so many cards. And so the problem is that you have to run a lot of cards with trigger, right, to make it so you can pitch and do all your stuff, whatever. But the problem is a lot of the cards with trigger, there's no real card with trigger that gives her a consistent way of card draw.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
pitching
agree.
all of these cards that I need to put in here in order to get most of my leader ability. But now I'm stuck in a position where I'm now just not drawing cards. And then
100%.
my whole game plan is I have 3 cards in my hand, and all of them need to work. Otherwise I die.
Chris,
Yeah,
I'm also curious. Is Nico Robin almost like the deck building is almost counterproductive? I would feel.
Yes.
Because you have to put in all the trigger bodies, which are not what you want to ramp to.
Yes.
So you want to ramp to the bricks, but then you have to run all the trigger bodies to pitch the triggers.
Yeah.
To do the effect to try to get to the bigger bodies.
And then a lot of the time
Goddamn.
too, the triggers that you put in there aren't necessarily the triggers that like you'd want per se. They're just the ones that are like, easily pitchable. Like it's very counterintuitive.
My issue with the deck is it's counterintuitive for the point that like all yellow decks are not created equal. Like Enel ramping to a 10 drop, like Ace, for example, right? In the early days are like, yeah, Robin used to run Ace and Yamato, right? At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Enel ramping to those cards, or even Katakuri or like other yellow leaders, is not created equal to Robin, who's pitching cards to get to that Dawn, right? And it's not created equal with purple leaders too. You look at all the other purple Straw Hats, and they all have these like amazing card generating like big drops, or even like 7-8 drops. You know what I mean? So I just think they assumed that they would be like, oh, we're gonna make this purple yellow Straw Hat leader that ramps really quickly, so that's the purple side of it, and then the yellow side is just play a bunch of big bodies. But the big bodies don't matter if I have 3 cards in hand.
Yeah. It just sucks. It's
So
such
again,
a cool leader, and
like
just
playing
killed by
so like the
Pandora.
idea of like you would Yamato was a key card early Robin, right? So like I would ramp to 9 and play Robin. The problem is getting to playing Yamato, right? The problem is I want to keep swinging on you with banish, so to kind of put pressure on either your hands or your life, right? Because it's forcing you to do either one. But then if I'm doing that and I'm ramping up, I'm going down in hand size, and now I'm playing this big body that if I've done my job correctly, either you or me are too low a life for me to pop what I need to pop.
Yeah.
Or I'm not getting the effect to heal because I'm not at 1.
Yeah.
So now it's what am I doing with this?
I feel that, but let's I'm RIP Robin, but let's go back to Red Law real quickly, right? Okay. So look, yeah, I mean, so are we saying that this is strong, or are we saying that it's very supportive?
Yeah, this is super
that's
strong.
Where that tangent came from is Robin in a vacuum as a leader without any of the printed support from OP9 was super strong. Rayleigh, we felt the exact opposite, but look at the support it got within the set, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, okay, this is great. This and the Doffy, great abilities, but are you guys going to give it the
I think
support
it'll get
to
some
back it up?
support. They've been pretty good. Bandai's been pretty good about. Are we wrong? Like Bandai's been pretty good about support the last couple sets with some of these. I mean,
yes and no, because like, look, Buggy was the same thing with Robin, right? Buggy needed the starter deck. The OP09 Buggy was atrocious.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's the case so many times.
Caesar Clown.
Caesar Clown's still atrocious.
Caesar
Sugar
Clown's
for sure needs something, right?
I was like, what other new decks came out that were trash recently?
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I just haven't
every deck
I have no
besides Blue Purple Luffy in Blue Purple Luffy set.
Bro says that as a Nami player is crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. I had to wait for my cards. Do you know how long it took for Odin?
Well,
we still don't have the girl promo. Chris knows
So
that.
I think
you guys are getting the Roger promo before the girl
Yeah.
promo.
Insane.
Dude,
What the
absolutely
actual
insane.
fuck?
Really insane.
that
I'm
Roger
so
promo
pissed.
is so good though too.
The
Like
girl
I've like
promo's
it's
so
so
good.
nice.
Blue
I don't
Purple
think you
Luffy doesn't
understand.
need to be better.
I don't think you understand how good that girl promo
Roger
is for
needs it,
Robin or for Nami. That card's crazy.
Okay, dude, can we talk about this Doffy leader? Because that's the shit that really has
Let's
me.
go.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's
Oh
go to
my God.
Doffy. Let's go to Doffy. Who wants to
Okama
read?
got
Way
it.
Tribal.
I got it. Also, it's a 5 life, 5k leader. It's Don Quixote Pirates and 7 Warlords, and it's on your opponent's attack once per turn. You Don -1. Select your leader or one of your Don Quixote Pirates characters and change the target of this attack to the selected card. So it's
very cool.
it's Okama My Way on leader ability.
But only on his leader or
Or Don Quixote Pirate.
Don Quixote Pirates.
Which is fine, because think about it. The things you want to save are not Don Quixote Pirates, traditionally. So you can run a bunch of like crazy.
Oh, and it's purple, by the way. It's mono
But it's
purple.
only purple.
Yeah, it's mono
Yeah.
purple.
If it was yellow, oh. If you could have played the Robin
Yeah,
and then
that's-
redirected
that
an
would've been
attack to a
busted.
Robin,
Yeah.
that would have been so
Hell
much
no.
fun.
I think this is
Absolutely
also
hell
going to
no.
be support dependent. But is there any other
Yeah.
cards right now that we feel like would work well with this?
Just the OP10 package for Doffy was really good, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
need much explanation. This is one of those again where it's like, oh, Okama Way, busted card that was always locked to, Baroque Works. So fair. That's the only thing that made it fair. That's what Giant would have been if they locked it to something that wasn't ridiculous and really general like Straw Hats, right? So that being
Nico
said,
Olivia.
they're they're probably gonna need to balance the hell out of like what new Don Quixote Pirates they release, especially considering what 3 sets ago we just had one, like a whole set revolving around it.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of the cards in OP10 they were good cohesive package, but none of them were like, oh my god. So that's what I'm hoping is they give us something oh my god, because right now the only real utility in this is like, obviously if somebody's gonna kill you, you just switch the attack to something else on board.
I'm gonna ask a question real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
It's like this might go down a rabbit hole. This might be a whole episode on its own. We might have to wait
Oh
on this
God.
one.
Okay.
What is
We'll cut this up.
What is the biggest Pandora's box of One Piece TCG in terms of like, there's a really strong, really niche card or package that like if we unlock the door to where it's usable and viable, it's over. You know
But
what I'm saying?
what's the we don't want to fucking touch that?
Well, it's like like what we're saying, right? Like Okama My Way is such a incredibly strong card and a powerful card, but it just never has a use, right? In like a meta deck.
Yeah.
So like, what is the Pandora's box of like, fuck, if Bandai ever lets this be viable, it's over.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it's
shit.
Dressrosa, dude.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Birdcage.
What's I'm saying? That's also
Birdcage.
Dressrosa package,
Yeah.
right? Like anything that's in that Dressrosa, like.
Are we just talking about a mechanic? Because Okama My Way or Okama Way is a mechanic.
Are you talking about a
right?
mechanic
That's-
or like a leader ability?
either whether it's a leader ability or a card. or
You're
something,
talking about the
Oh, I thought you were saying
theme, like a
card.
card
No,
theme.
just like anything in general, where you look at it and you go, this particular idea or thing that's in the game right now. Like if we ever unlock, like to me it's a thing of, if you ever give Pudding, if Charlotte Pudding, if you give her something,
Here's the problem.
like,
Blue
because
pudding.
she's
Yes.
really good now.
That's
There's
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of people who are
That's what I'm
playing
saying.
pudding. Yeah.
Like, if you
But
give
she's
her
good
some-
generically. It's
Yeah.
not good because of a deck made her good.
like if you
you're
gave
saying
her,
purple yellow is putting is only because like the support within. This is a hard question, Chris. I mean,
But you know
my
what I'm saying,
thing
though?
before-
Like,
before you
there's-
said it was already existing,
yeah,
the first thing I was thinking is, if this game ever added like a Thoughtseize effect from Magic, which is just you look at like every card game
no,
has this. You
No,
just look
don't-
at your
don't even
opponent's
say
hand
that in the
that's
world.
over.
and pick
No.
one thing to discard.
Yeah,
Oh
No.
my
Yeah, it's over.
We don't talk about that here. No.
Oh my god, dude. Do you know how many?
Wait, are you talking about like you look at your opponent's hand and pick up the discard?
Yes,
Yeah, like
that
for
would be
Zed, you
so
would have
broken
like
in
that
one piece.
Confiscation. That's confiscation.
Yeah,
in
confiscation or
Yu-Gi-Oh.
like deck
Yeah.
devastation virus,
But
for
there's
example.
there's
or
a
like
there's a
God.
fuck. What's the
Yu-Gi-Oh had so many fucking bro Yada Lock
Dude.
where it was like
Yeah,
the
but what's the
OG
black
the OG
event?
combo.
What's the black event where I play it and then you fan out your cards? I pick 2 cards out of your hand and discard. Which one? What fucking card is that? It's fuck.
Oh, Isho?
No, Isho does it too, but there's an event. There's an event that does
negative
it too.
hollow.
Negative
Negative
hollow.
hollow.
Negative hollow is just minus discard 1.
Is it discard
Yeah.
1?
Negative
Okay.
hollow
Oh,
is just
Isho's
2
2,
Dawn
right?
discard 1
No,
card.
but who picks for negative hollow?
I pick for negative hollow. Like your opponent picks for negative hollow. I
Is
play
it
negative
purple
hollow.
law?
you pick.
What's up?
Is it purple law? Just
I don't know.
purple
All
law.
I know is
do that?
negative
Purple
hollow.
Law and Isho, yeah, those are the two
Yeah.
where you pick from your opponent.
Yeah. Like
I mean I would say I mean maybe that, but like I think Koala, if we're talking about a theme, I think Koala, like if some stuff that worked around Koala's leader ability, like if they did, because the support Koala got was okay. It wasn't like like it was fine, but it wasn't insane. If Koala got support that like
I just remember that
deliberately like when you play if they made a card, when you play a card, when your opponent plays a card from their hand, treat it as if it had +5 cost or something like that, right?
Dude,
That would be because
Dude, my thing is, I remember the night, because I think we're all there that night. We're at the shop, and they revealed Koala, and all of us lost our minds.
Because it's good. It is good. It's just so contextually bad. It's like BY right now. Like that was the whole point of the video we made is like BY's great, but don't play it in this meta.
It's so bad right now.
Yeah, but well, like, how about this? Like, I think if they would have done, I mean, they already banned RP Law, but if they would have done RP Law, like, well, what about
Keep that man sealed? Don't ever let him out.
red, purple, Luffy?
What?
So
That's what, just
being,
ramp
like,
with red?
Yeah, just perfect ramp once you're at a threshold.
because the whole thing with red, purple, Luffy was like it had perfect ramp, and then you also had. I mean, well, no, that's kind of fucking useless now. But blue, purple get 2 cards is too strong.
Blue
Right,
purple is
I
too
mean, you
broken, but
already
it
ran.
has plenty of support.
Yeah, I think honestly, a lot of the leaders that we got are. It's hard. It's a hard question, Chris. Is because Pandoc just does open the Pandora's box.
Yeah, they did.
They don't ever
Pandora's
not
box.
do that.
Over and
like
over
that's why
again.
that's when we see like Zoro was a Pandora's box they opened. Rayleigh was a Pandora's box they opened. Sometimes they constantly try to open the Pandora's box, and when it doesn't fucking work, it's just because there's something inherent in the game that's holding it back. Black, purple,
I might
Luffy,
have
we were like,
just-
oh, that's 7K leader, but you gotta find it, and also it's again a college kid who can't pick a fucking major. You know, why would you do that when you can play green, purple? You can play everything.
Yeah.
Guys, I might have just realized the one thing we should never have in One Piece. And it was
What?
because Dean said Thoughtseize, and I was like, what could be worse than Thoughtseize? Imagine a version of like Pithing Needle or something where you name a card and then it can't be played.
Yeah, that's what I
That
wanted to
would
say
be
too.
the most
I'm just gonna
toxic thing on the planet.
I'm just gonna do the old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Yada. If we had a Yada in One Piece, it's over.
Well, I guess these all get to one point, right? We said Koala, but what is Koala and what is Shoe Buggy? Those are floodgates, right?
Yeah.
But floodgates in One Piece are really fair so far. Or like Teach 2, right? Teach is a really
Like
fair
Blackbeard.
floodgate. Yeah, exactly. Because you still get to play the body, you just don't get the on play, so it's just worse. But
Yeah.
most games have actual floodgates. Ask Chris about the floodgates in Pokemon. You can't play items.
My God.
You can't attack me with your EX or
Dude,
V.
it's actually the thing with Pokemon that's crazy is Badoo as a card. It literally locked my
Badoo.
deck. Like I
Yeah.
actually couldn't play my whole deck.
But we should get back to the leaders.
I got one. We do need to get back to the leader, but I got one that actually is like scary.
What?
Sanji.
What?
Blue, purple Sanji.
What? Just like unlocking
Just
him?
events?
Blue, purple
Oh, just
Sanji or
playing
red, purple.
free cards.
Huh? Yeah. Because I mean, some of those cards,
If you gave him
that
better
effect
cards,
is so fucking strong.
yeah. If you gave him better,
If you gave him a
better
couple good
events,
events, that's a fucking terrifying.
Okay, that's
freaking
fair.
terrifying
That
deck.
is
Or
fair.
Zanji, you know, that would be tough.
Yeah, Blue
but
Purple Sanji for sure just has so much potential. You could tell with the Reiju card, they cooked for weeks probably on that single card, trying to figure out what cost does this Reiju need to be.
Well, 'cause,
what's
like,
the limit
you
on
can
what
tell
it
too,
needs?
because like the text box is like in.
They're like, dude, we can't let them. Like, what if we print an 8-cost Straw Hat event?
Dude,
the graphic designer at Bandai is just like, bro, I cannot add more. What do you want me to do, man?
No, I'm
Like,
I'm
this
picturing.
is size 3 font.
I'm picturing like, hey guys, you're coming back to work on a Monday. You're like, hey, what are the raids you guys working on? And you like open the door and it's just fucking, it's like 4 guys. Their ties are undone. There's alcohol everywhere. They're like, we can't figure this fucking card out, bro.
Figure out how to not make it busted.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done with Gecko, dude. Who fucking greenlit that?
Speaking of Gecko, let's go back to these leaders.
Yup.
The
Oh,
Gecko
God.
leader. We'll go back to OP14.
We're going from the best ones from the 7 to the
the
actual
worst.
worst
Actual
one.
Yeah.
worst.
Okay. Here's the thing too. Like when we started doing it, like we want to make these into clips. We're gonna have to like jump around, or people are gonna be like, "Why are we talking about Robin in an OP14 section? What the fuck are we doing?" All right. Okay. So black, yellow. This card is so fucking bad.
It's so
I'm
bad.
sorry.
So bad.
It's so,
So
bad.
bad.
And watch, we're gonna get fucked on this. We're gonna say it's so bad, and it's gonna have
always
like.
do this,
always.
dude.
It's gonna have
Always do this.
Okay,
there's
wait.
one
Time
asshole
out.
at Bandai. just
Time
said-
out.
All right. All right.
Time
all
out.
right.
Time out. This card is so bad in a vacuum on its own.
Yes.
It's the Silver's
Yes.
Rayleigh. It
Okay.
will get the support
Okay.
to make us all regret
First off,
this.
Silver's I would play Silver's Rayleigh 100 times before this. All right. So you activate main once per turn for 5k for life leader. Black and yellow. Activate main once per turn. You may KO one of your Thriller Bark Pirates type character cards. Your leader and all of your characters gain plus 1,000 power during this turn. Not horrible. It's not horrible. When attacking, you may trash 3 cards.
From your
Trash
hand.
3 cards from your hand. Add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards.
Yeah,
Okay.
heal one.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Actually,
So
if they
what's
put shit and poop on one card, that's those
So
two
wait,
abilities.
time out.
that
I know we're
second
talking.
effect is so negative.
I know we're talking about.
Here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna have like a card that's like, if this card is on KO, draw 7 cards.
Yeah.
That's gonna make
Wait,
this the most
They get a
viable
Vala
leader ever.
Pizarro.
No, time out. I was thinking about this because like, how do you make this good, right? What if it is something that's like, it's a 1 cost. You play it. It's like on play or on KO. It's plus 3k to your board, and so when you KO it, now you're getting plus 4k across your board, right?
Jesus. Dude.
I feel like it's gonna be more tied to draw because they said 3 cards to hand. My money's on all the Thriller Bark Pirates cards are gonna get that effect where it says on KO, like Blackbeard's cards did, like the Katarina Devon and all those little ones that say on KO, draw a card. But the scary part is this deck can KO them to get the effect. Well, Blackbeard,
Maybe it's
you're not really
Thriller
KOing your
Bark
own
Pirates
cards.
themed because it's scary how bad it is.
I think it's just one
Yeah.
card. A close friend was talking to me about this.
You're a fucking
because,
asshole, Chris.
a close friend called me to
fucking
tell me like what would make this deck playable.
Is
we
it
were
your
just like,
contact
dude,
at
this is-
Bandai trying to like be like, no,
No,
it's
no,
good.
no.
I swear.
No, we were
I swear
just-
it's good.
I don't think it's good. I really can't. Well, I can't picture them printing this card, but this is, in my opinion, the only card that would make this playable. Just a static effect, like for Kuzan, when they pitch, they draw.
Yeah.
You just need to print like a static effect Thriller Bark, even if it's like ridiculously bad. Like make it an 8 cost.
No, but
it's
that's
4K
busted
power.
then. If
No,
you had
that's
a
what I'm saying.
static,
Make it like an 8 cost, but 4K power, so it can't attack, right? And it just says when you and lock it to Thriller Bark Pirates, but say if you discard a card for an ability, then you draw that many cards. That's the only way.
that's so busted though. Then it's fucking
No, it's
over.
not.
No, it's not that bad.
Put it on a
Or
like
Really?
they throw an effect on
you
several
cycle
of the
3
Thriller Bark
cards.
cards.
You could cycle 3 cards per turn.
And heal.
Yes, but it's an 8 cost 4K that does nothing on the board. You can't even swing
I will
with it 'cause
pay
they'll
the
kill
8
it.
cost to cycle 3 fucking cards from, and also you have
For
an
no
effect on your.
bodies?
bro.
You don't,
like
you don't get a body for 8 Dawn.
Imagine if you have a static effect, though.
You have an effect
that just says draw back
pretty
the
much
card.
everything in Thriller Bark pretty much is reaping things from the graveyard, isn't it?
Also, Dean, the thing I would say too is you're trashing 3 cards. It's not just cycle; it's to heal.
Yeah.
So you heal 1. That's your whole thing. I don't think that
Gecko?
would be broken.
What about the 6/7 Gecko? The 6/7. The 6 cost 7K Gecko. Jesus fucking Christ!
I'm a 9-year-old, bro. That's all I hear in my house. Okay.
Dude, don't get me started. That's actually like crack cocaine to me.
I saw a guy on TikTok who puts up like Gen Alpha, Gen Z, Millennial, and Gen X, and then just breaks down literally every reference. It's like 6/7 to Millennials is 6/9 to Gen X is crack or something like that. Like he goes
it's
through
so
and he
much
defines
worse than 6/9. At least 6/9
No,
made
it's just a non
sense.
sequitur. It's fine. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But like, there's other things that are dumb from millennials.
Okay, wait,
but anyway,
back to this Gecko.
Back
dude.
to
You're
Gecko
telling me
Warrior though, real quick.
You would pay 8 Dawn
yes,
for a body that doesn't do anything except when a Thriller Bark card in your deck discards a card or X card, you draw that many cards.
First off, I'm not necessarily saying I would pay 8 Dawn for it, right? But I will pay for like, okay, think about it this way. If the Thriller Bark, if the whole why am I defending this fucking leader, Dean? I hate you so much right now.
I don't know why you're defending this leader.
You're defending this
Why?
hypothetical card. You're not even defending the leader. You're defending this hypothetical Dean card.
Yeah, because it's so the deck is so dog shit. Even with that card, give it that card, it's still gonna be tier 5.
But okay, hold on. If it gets, I don't know, man. Like if you can cycle 3 cards a turn and gain a life, and you reap things from the graveyard like the old Thriller Bark pirates.
I mean,
like,
if
he gets access to that
card
whole
exists,
fucking thing.
If this card exists, you're decking out in like 4 turns.
So
Facts.
yeah,
Every
that
turn
is
is
true.
true.
I was like,
Draw 3
because
That's
what
true,
if
that's
you
true.
have
That's
an
true.
effect where you draw cards when it's discarded, but then you're still gonna cycle through your deck way too fast?
Yeah, dude, you're literally gonna deck out.
I'm just
yeah.
of the
30
opinion
cards a turn is crazy, dude.
they would have to, for this to be a tier 2 or above.
You wouldn't do it
deck-
every turn. I wouldn't think you wouldn't do it every
Oh
turn.
hell
But you
yeah!
can do it whenever you
heal
want.
every turn. Absolutely. What, free heal?
Yeah, free heal.
Yeah, but then you just stop. You just stop when you get to a certain amount of life. Then.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be at 8. I'm gonna be at 8 life, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah,
With
facts.
0 cards in hand.
yeah.
You could just
better
play
hope
shit.
everything is
That's
triggered.
Well,
It's not a
you're gonna
problem.
replace
You
them every
just-
time.
You could just fucking play
Nah,
Mantree or Shirahoshi and stack your deck back. Or no, Hogback, right? Hogback puts 2 cards back or Absalom. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is for this leader to be
So you
playable
agree with me?
even with that effect, they would have to put it on like a 5 cost.
I'm not
They're gonna
saying
need
this.
something.
I'm
They're
not saying
gonna
this
need
is. I'm not
support.
saying this. I'm not saying this is good, right?
This
Okay, but
card's so dog
I do
shit.
think that there's a way it can get support. I still think this leader is dog shit. I don't know. I think it's kind of the KO one of your characters to give all of your characters 1K. I think that's cool. But that's not enough for fucking.
think it
You
would
do
be-
that against Emu.
So okay, hey, wait, time out. Is this in my head? This is true. Does this get like 10 times better if it's activate Nain not once per turn?
Oh hell no! Stop, bro.
Does it get like 10 times better?
Well, with my card,
Yeah.
yes. Without
So-
my card, hell no. What the fuck?
Cause like
There is one card that does actually make this a little bit better. The 4-cost
What?
Ryuma.
What is
What,
forecast for you
KO
to do?
something on board. If they give you something to KO on board and you make your 4-cost 6K
green?
double attack into a 7.
the green.
No, it's black.
Black Ryuma.
It's black Ryuma. Dawn times 1. This character gains double
What
attack.
set is that
Oh,
card
yeah.
in?
4-cost 6K.
What set is that card in?
OP10.
Oh, what
OP10.
the fuck?
That's the Ryuma they run now in Gecko.
Yeah. It's a
You know
it's a
what?
scary
Yeah.
card.
2 Gecko
With-
leaders
with-
before like Kuma. That's
Here's
insane.
the thing. That Gecko.
Brother, we have like
I played
6 Doffies. How many Doffy leaders we got? We got 1.
We have 2. We have
2.
blue and green purple.
Why does it seem like
2
we have
Doffy
so
leaders.
many?
No, it's why do we have so many Luffy leaders?
It's because they're the same.
it's Luffy.
Because he's the main character. Shut up, Zach.
Yeah, shut
the
up.
fuck?
He's-
What are you?
Yeah.
What are you?
Give
that's
the
like,
villains
that's like,
more.
That's like playing
More for the
Pokemon. Like, why is there
villains.
so many Pikachu's in this fucking game? Because he's
I
the
do
mascot.
that. I hate all the Pikachu's.
No,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Get Pikachu out of there.
Yeah, bro got more mad at Zach asking why there's so many Luffy cards than my like actual
Hypothetical.
crack cocaine card.
My hypothetical Gecko card.
Yeah, my card that lets you heal for free every turn.
Dude, Zed got so defensive of Dean's hypothetical. Hypothetical.
Hey Zed, did you see they're doing a 2-cost Gecko Moria? Bring back a 4 and a 2 for you can only play it in Black Yellow Gecko. Yeah. How you feel about that, huh? My uncle at Bondi told me.
First off, I completely take back my previous assessment. This leader is cracked. Okay.
Oh,
All right,
yeah, now it is.
Is it an on playability? Okay. All right.
It's when attacking. It's not an on play, so it's fine.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
the leader ability is
So it
on
works.
play. You
It
do
works
when you
against the
start
leader.
game.
Zach is gonna drop next set. Thanks. Fucking Jesus. All right, let's move on to Crocodile. Fuck.
This
All
one,
right.
Hell
might,
no.
this is the one.
No.
This is the one leader that honestly 100% depends on the support because I don't know what the fuck it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no,
Okay.
dude.
'Cause this
What
leader
is
is
going
so
on?
bad.
All of your
The
opponent's
last one was
characters.
shit and poop. This one's piss and shit, dude.
No,
it's just
this
different
one-
flavors.
No, this one.
This one is.
This one's literally crypto. If the market goes well, it could be fucking stocks. But
It's like
if it goes bad, it could be an NFT.
Bitcoin
okay,
Croc. We're coining it. Bitcoin Croc.
Okay, because it's
Croc coin.
dude. Depending on the support, it could go to the moon or it could be dog shit. You don't know.
Bro, this is COFFEEZILLA Crocodile. All right.
Dude,
All of
I
your
don't even
opponent's
want to
characters.
say what my theory. I have a theory for this leader too of what could break it, but I don't even
Well,
want to say.
let's
Zed's
tell people
gonna-
what the fucking effect is. Jesus.
Okay, go, bro,
All right,
go.
all right, okay, all of your opponent's characters cannot be removed from the field by your effects. Activate main once per turn. You may KO one of your characters with a type, including Baroque Works. Give one of your opponent's characters -10 cost during this turn. Then you may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's crazy. That's
I
like
know.
a crackhead walking
My
up to you
uncle
on the
at
street
Bondi knows.
and asking you a math question. What are we doing?
The
Yeah,
equivalent, the equivalency here is again, if it has a support or something that's like,
Bro.
oh, if they have a 0 cost on the field, nothing they have does anything.
This is like walking into that room in Inception where a guy's moving backwards and somehow fighting you. And you're like, what are we doing?
No,
Dude.
the only way to fix this is if you give cards the same effect as Roger, where you turn off your leader's effect. Imagine that you
Oh,
give
that could be
something
fun.
-10 and then turn off your leader effect and then start just KO and board. That
See,
could
that-
work.
You can't
Somebody
KO
put
because
Zach
you
in the
can't
kitchen,
KO.
bro.
You can't KO.
No,
according
we
to
would
this
have
leader.
such power
No,
creep.
no, you
oh
just
my
make it
god.
so its abilities don't work and it
Yeah,
can't attack.
so like you play
So-
like 10 cost teach and it like negates your own ability.
So imagine like 8 cost Crocodile. Let's because this clearly triggers that.
Hypothetical,
8 cost Crocodile. That is 5k power or whatever, and you have it turn off your leader ability, KO a 0 cost.
Yeah, so you activate
So-
main, main -10, and then you play 8 cost Croc. It negates your own ability, and then you KO.
It costs 5k. Fucking Zed's worth nightmare.
Wait, hold on.
So
Wait,
Zed,
if
So
it-
mine,
so Zed,
mine
so
was
think-
like, you know-
cost 4k and that was bannable. What's this one, Zed?
Wait, so it's an 8 cost. So you're saying, why am I judging? So you're saying, well,
judge our hypothetical cards, Zed. What do you think?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. It's like, you're the most
You know what
Saudi looking
no,
guy here. You
you know-
tell us what the fucking rules should
You
be.
know what this? You know what this feels like? This feels like a Bandai meeting where we're all game devs and Zed's the game director, and we're like, "Hey, what if we made this card, Zed?
Yeah,
What's
just
going
pitching
on?"
our left pocket dog shit to him.
Bro,
Dude, Zach's was good.
I was
Mine
telling,
was awful.
I was telling Dean that it feels like there are 2 teams that create leaders at Bandai, right? 2 teams. There's one team that's like, you know what, we made some fucking crazy. Here's Green Zoro. Here's Emu. Here's Roger. We're gonna really, and then there's the other team, which is just like, oh, look at you
made
guys.
a card.
Look, we're gonna put this
Oh,
on the.
look
We're
at
gonna put this on
you.
the fridge right next to
No,
black,
you know what
blue
it is?
Usopp.
No, you know what it is? It's the type A, type B. It's someone went, shit. We have a deadline tomorrow. What card are we gonna make? And it's like, I don't know. Make it. It draws twice and does whatever. It's like, all right, cool, that's fine. And then they go, dude, this is actually cooking. And then you have the other guys that are like, we spent 7 months in the lab. we feel like this design is the most fundamentally good for gameplay interaction.
It's
card
some
is
guy
good.
who's just
Yellow,
getting
black,
carried in his
koala.
fucking job.
And it's the most, and then it's like, and then you go, well, that one's way simpler and easier to build, so we're gonna build for that one. And they go, well, my complex leader bans the support that it needs.
Jesus Christ. What were the other guys? Like, wasn't RP Sugar and fucking Blue Purple Luffy in the same fucking?
Oh, brother.
Who are the two devs? It's like it's
No,
like
Sugar was in
RP Sugar
Royal
was
Blood.
an initiation tactic,
they're
dude.
they're walking into the break room where people are like, people are really excited for Blue Purple Luffy, and Blue Purple Luffy dev is like, yep, I can't wait for it. It's like, and the Sugar's like, yeah, I just can't wait till they play Sugar. They're gonna fucking love that one. Just like silent.
Dude, at least Sugar's playable, dude. Who made Caesar Clown?
Yeah,
Actual
Caesar
fucking-
Clown is literally a $7 alt art leader. Do you understand that?
Shit. I'm not paying $7.
Yo, I
$7.
want some Dawn, dude, and fucking throw me.
I'm gonna go
throw
buy-
me the Caesar Dawn.
I'm gonna go buy $700 in Season Clown ults, and then when he fucking pops off, I'm making stonks, bro. Like, it's over.
That was me with the boa, the forecast
Dude, that's
boa from
crazy.
the illustration box.
Yeah, so Dean walks in the other day. He goes, "You know how up big I am?" I go, "How?" And he shows me this fucking stack of illustration boas.
Money spread, dude. Money spread the illustration box boa.
Dude, they're 15 each. They're 15 a piece.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Fucking nuts, dude.
You gotta go
And so-
sell all those. That's
He did.
Oh my, that's so much
Dude,
money
I walked
right
into
there.
the shop the other day and they go, "Do you want illustration boas?" Like, I have mine. And they go, "Oh," and they pull out this thing and it's fucking like, I was like, "For
Yeah.
that from Dean?" He goes, "Yeah."
Yeah. Dean's like, I got a mortgage to pay, bro. I got
Yeah,
bills.
my King Fandom mortgage.
You know
All right,
what, Dean? Let me know what cards you invest in next.
For this croc, we're saying that it's gonna basically be
You turn off leader
it's gonna
effect.
negate effects probably.
Well, no, we don't know. But like,
No, but
the
like
only-
imagine
the
if there's
only way it
support that
works-
says
the only way it
negate your
works is,
effect.
The only way it works is if you have the activate main, you activate main minus something, and then you, like Zach's saying, you play a card that negates your own leader ability. So that
And
you can-
KO something.
Yeah, and KO something. That's the only way it makes sense.
Because
So I was
if
thinking
you
way
do
worse
that,
than
this
that.
could be broken then. Because
Yeah,
then
well, I
you
was
trash two
thinking-
cards from the
what are you
top of your
thinking?
deck.
I was thinking like you just have like some big body again, like an 8 cost or a 7 cost, and it just says when on play when it enters, take control of one of your opponent's characters with cost 0.
Dude, like mind control.
That would
Well,
That would be cool.
what's Crocodile's?
We could get
'cause look,
both.
all of these. I think what's interesting is all of these leaders.
It
Say
gives you
for
change of
Gecko,
heart.
I don't know what the fuck Gecko's doing, but like all these leaders kind of have very
That goes so bad.
very like true to
Yeah.
like lore kind of things that they're doing. So what's true to lore about Croc
Yeah,
that
facts,
would
dude. I
like
saw
that would work with
Jinbei
that?
in the-
Because he
Jinbei in the
sacks
show,
it.
bro. Yeah,
Huh?
motherfucker was always discarding cards to.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I see Jinbei in the show, motherfucker says pitch 2 or pitch a card, give 2 reds to Dawn, bro. You're right.
Well, but is it like Croc can't kill somebody, but he can. I think maybe the effect
he
is,
can.
is real. Like he can't kill somebody, but he can fucking negate their effect.
I think
or-
the lore part for that one is like he was very disposable of his like like
Of
people.
his, yeah. So maybe.
so
I
was
mean,
Crocodile. Crocodile also disposed of his people a lot.
No, that's what we're
That's what we're
saying.
saying.
Croc disposed
Okay.
like because it says Baroque works. It's not any character, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
Moria, it says you have to or you
Thriller
trash
Bard
a-
Pirates.
So both of them are like very disposable of their like the people under them.
I really want to
so
see what
that
this
makes
leader
sense.
does. I really want to see what this leader does.
I think
Like,
Zach.
I'm-
I think
I'm-
Zach's spot on, to be honest, because it makes sense of
Yeah.
like minus 10 is a huge thing, and then you have to trash 2 from the top. It makes sense that you would have to use 2 cards to activate, right? Like you'd have to use KO 1 on board that's Baroque works, and then you have to have another one to negate the effect or negate your own leader, and then KO, right? It makes it like a 3-card combo rather than you having to just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with KOing. Maybe it's like you don't take damage or something. I don't know. But there's
What, to
something
zero
with that
cost
10
characters?
Yeah, or maybe there's just a bunch of things where maybe it's just a bunch of it's gonna you know what, it's probably gonna suck.
It's just during this turn. Minus 10 cost during the turn.
It's that one fucking bandit F. You know what if we just give a bunch of random effects if they have a 0 cost on the field? If they have a 0 cost on the field, you draw cards.
You know what this feels like right now? Not even seeing the support. This feels like red or green yellow law, where it's gonna be a lot of fucking work to make it work for like no gain.
Yeah.
For like no minimal effort. Like I just pulled off the combo. It's like cool. You just did 4 things.
Because if it is minus 10 to KO something, imagine every turn you want to KO something.
I mean, you got to get that 8 cost 4 Gecko off the field. Before you
that is true. You could remove
kill my 4K body.
You could kill 11 cost Jack. You could kill that 10 cost Rage or whatever. That's an 8K power.
Hold on, we're going long, so let's get.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that feels like the perfect amount of assuming these are real, but we don't know that yet, right? So I feel like 2.
Is that the same? Is that the same? Is there any more?
There's one more.
I think we missed a couple.
There's a Jinbei. So
no, there's a Jinbei. There's a. How many?
That's it.
No, there's 7 total,
7.
right?
We just went through them all.
Yeah.
There's 7. This is
Jinbei
Jinbei 7. It's
OP14.
activate. He's 5 life leader, blue cost, 5K leader. He is a fishman, 7 warlords, and a sun pirate. And so it's activate main. You trash a card from your hand, and then you give 2 Rested Dawn to either a fishman or a merfolk type leader or character.
Trash,
bro.
He's just he's ST20. He's worse ST21 Luffy.
Yeah.
Bro, he was doing that
He's
all
worse,
fucking
2 costs
all show,
each.
bro. You remember when he was at Whole Cake Island? He was pitching cards every time he was on screen, bro. Come on. That's so lore accurate.
Yeah. Fucking what's his name?
Yeah, it's whatever.
He's
who's like all like
merfolk
fishermen are all
and
slaves
fishmen.
and he's just discarding cards to
Yeah, in
get
fact,
that.
he personally gave Arlong 2 Rested Dawn. Did you guys not remember that from the show? Like, can we be for real, bro? Like, why am I the only one paying attention to the fisherman?
Arlong lost the giant sword and he's just swinging a giant Dawn card at Luffy.
Jesus.
Facts, dude. I will say this: it's not once per turn, so it's kind of like Buggy. You can just spam it to go for lethal.
Yeah.
So
What? So so it's just discard 1 card. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
discard
give
1,
2
give 2
Rested
Rested Dawn. Yeah.
I mean, that's actually not bad. If it's not once per turn, that's not.
Combine it with Hound Blaze.
Yeah, bro. We had shit with poop, shit with piss, and this one's piss with poop. There we go. Those are the 3 leaders.
It's gonna be. Here's the thing. I think there's gonna be a ton of support for some of these leaders. That's gonna completely change our outlook. It's gotta be. There's no way. I feel like Bandai's done a pretty good job at designing over the last like couple of months, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
like,
burned the kitchen down to this one. Watch. No, it's the self-fulfilling prophecy, dude. The leader for the last 2 sets, the leaders we thought were good actually weren't that good, and the leaders we thought were bad ended up being cracked. So watch.
Okay, so what leader do you guys think is going to be to get the best support? Which one do you think?
2-0.
Bro,
Okay.
I hate this fucking the interim picture of him too with his fat fucking face right now. That shit is so annoying.
The manga,
The custom, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, go tell Kaizoku Cards that, bro.
Kaizoku
Wait to
Cards?
hear what you think.
Hey, bro. Hey, your leak is an ass.
See, I think that Crocodile, now that's going to be my hot take, because that Crocodile might end up being stupidly good.
Again, I think he's going to be good. I think he's going. The problem is you're going to have to work so hard to make him work.
Yeah,
you will.
You're gonna have to get a PhD.
I mean,
to make
unless
it
it's just 1 Dawn to play a card, KO it, draw a card. That'd be if Valo Pizarro in these decks would be stupid.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, just give us brain control. You know they have the writing
No,
built
do
into
not
the
give us
cards
brain
for it.
control.
Yeah, they have the writing. They always say like
they have
yeah,
they obviously do. I think they don't want to do it right now because of like here's the thing. I think the reason they don't do it is because of like the alt art situation to some extent, because they don't want to basically let I'm being real. Like they don't want to
I take my opponent's manga.
If you played Yu-Gi-Oh, there are so many people who fucking took control of your cards. Like, what are you doing, bro?
change
just
a heart,
respect
bitch.
the fucking card.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm playing my
it's fine. You can
clock.
change a heart my card, but don't be a fucking asshole about it. And with the way you're treating this fucking, you know,
I'm
like
gonna play that 8-cost Croc. I'm gonna take control of Zach's whole board, and I'm gonna fucking make them moderately played by the time they go back to him. Dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Well, All right, well, it's been a kind of a long episode, but it's a pretty nice one. Nice little speculative thing about OP14. Well, do we have anything else coming up? We have San Diego Regionals coming up in like a couple weeks, right?
We do, yeah.
Good
2
luck.
weeks.
What are we all playing?
I'll play Nami.
Nami?
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Zoro or green, purple Luffy.
BY Luffy until I'm convinced otherwise by
Yeah!
my good
Yeah, let's
American
go.
friends.
Let's
Bring it
fucking
back.
go.
No, please convince me against it. It's so bad.
No,
No,
play BY
fuck
Luffy.
you,
You
Dean.
gotta do
Play-
it.
Dean.
It's either
What's
so
it-
For
bad
those of
or
you who have never met Dean in real life, essentially Dean basically just goes to every local and is like, bro, I have the worst fucking hand, and then wins. Like,
And then has all
like
2Ks.
comfortably wins.
yeah, because I do, dude. Why am I always
And the
playing from
whole
behind?
the whole game is going, oh god, I guess I just lose. There was a point where I played Dean, and on the turn he said, well, I guess I just lose. He won the fucking game.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dean.
Oh, that was the last game we played? It was me and
Yes!
Zed in the finals of locals, right? And I was like, okay, I guess I have to go for it here because I have like 2 cards in hand.
No,
and
it wasn't
somehow
that.
I won.
No, dude, Dean.
You didn't
Dean's
have
like the
2
down
cards in
player.
hand.
That
Dean.
happens a lot.
Yeah, Dean's like the down player's entry. He goes, fuck, look at my hand. Look at my hand, bro. How am I
Dean's-
supposed to win this?
Dean,
Yeah,
And
Dean
then
dude,
wins
just,
2
sometimes
turns later.
I get hands that's like 4 God Threads and
Bro.
Nami. And everybody's like, oh, what the hell is that? Like, just one time,
No.
I wanted to
And
be
then-
Sanji and
Dean
take
then-
it off.
complain-
No, and then a
Dean
turn later he
complaining about
goes.
his hand.
The turn later he goes, oh, I fixed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dean
Tsunamis later.
Dean complaining about his hand is like Jeff Bezos complaining about how hard life is right now. Okay,
Facts, dude. Me and my boy
Dude, no,
Jeffy Jeff.
it's Jeff Bezos complaining how expensive eggs are. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Dude, this union busting's really taking really putting a hamper in my
do you know
social
how
life.
many poor people I had to fucking fire today? It's fucking hard.
Crazy.
Facts. Yeah, it's just me and the poor people or the fucking 10 Bagwas in my hand when
Yeah.
I just want a body to play.
Yeah, dude.
I will say,
fucking-
Dean at Vegas Regionals, not seeing a single playable body is fucking hilarious.
It's crazy, bro. Never forget that bullshit.
Alrighty.
That's
well,
still crazy.
it's been fun. We gotta go because we've gone a little bit long. But if you guys are looking for an awesome new mat, Skill Diff has you covered. It's a company that makes card game accessories for players, by players. You can go right now to skilldiff.gg and enter in the code GoForLethal5 and get 5% off your order. There's some new cloth mats coming in that look really, really fucking nice.
Ooh, let me give a little showcase.
Also, if you order in the next hour after you watch this, Dean will record a 30-second message whispering sweet
Yes.
nothings in your
I
ear.
will personally come deliver it to your house and teach you how to play BY Luffy.
Don't do that.
With
Don't
Gecko
do that.
Moria.
Please,
There's gonna be some
someone
fucking
from
guy
out
in
of country
Maine.
order this.
Man's like, hey, I do come to Scandinavia. You have to come now.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'll
if it's
do it.
Scandinavian
And you know what?
accent.
I'll teach him. And because it's behind closed doors, nobody's saying we can't play Gecko Moria.
Yeah.
I'll do it, dude.
Dean, I have a question
me a
for
reason.
you. Dean, I have a
Hey,
question.
hey,
Which
hey.
gecko? You know,
Hold
black
on,
yellow
hold on.
gecko?
I have a question now.
No,
Hold on.
the ACOS gecko
Yeah.
that I whenever I trash
Wait,
a card,
Dean,
I
hold on.
draw that many-
If BY was allowed to play Gecko as the only deck that can play Gecko right now, do you think it holds up meta today?
It'll be tier 2. I think it's below tier 2 right now, but it for sure would be tier 2.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think you gotta play what you like a little bit, but
I don't know. I want to play with my deck. With
Villain deck.
play with your deck. Play with your
Yeah,
deck.
one letter.
Use gloves.
Oh, jeez. All right. My name is Zetabani,
I'm Dean Kazanov.
I'm Zach Chamberlain.
I'm Chris Okamura.
and we'll see y'all soon. Fuck all of you.